All right. So as I mentioned, the you know
Oh, the
it
climax
triggered a
from the movie.
no, actually no, the previous there you go. At the end of the previous part triggered a flashback in Matt Damon that where he was in a mission where he was supposed to kill, if I can remember, a senator, an important political figure via sniping. We got through a series of QTEs. And after that, the main gimmick of the level will be actually, you getting to the extraction point.
Ooh. Wow. I gotta say, that again, actually, to be fair, that is something 47 would do.
Again, 47 is a bit less acrobatic and more about the proficiency on the job. That's why he wears a suit and everything as his default outfit.
Yeah, I mean, he probably disguised himself as one of the guards. Wait till he's in the car with his target, and then shoots him.
No, Dweebs, you're thinking, okay, now that's too professionally. He probably slapped them with a fish or something.
Yeah, that is a way you can kill somebody in the second of the World of Assassination games.
In general, having some kind of joke weapon has been a staple of the Hitman games for a very long
Hell,
time.
there's even a weapon in that trilogy where you shoot somebody and it will make them sick.
Like a disease,
No, as
inducing
in
gun.
they need to run to the nearest toilet and hurl.
Oh, a laxative
Laxative.
injector.
Something like that. Then if you time it perfectly enough and you do it in the right location, you can make it really easy to kill your target.
Also, that guy just clipped through the bathroom door.
Why yes, this Tio, did you know? Of course you can do that. In real life, even.
Of course.
Yeah, like just yesterday when I went to when I had to go to the toilet, I tried to sit down, but I clipped right through the thing. It was really annoying.
Gotta give this policeman credit, going hand to hand with Jason Bourne, and yeah, he still got beaten, but lasting that
At
long.
least he held his ground.
Again,
Yeah, I mean,
against Jason flipping Bourne, that's worth a medal
Alright.
at least.
Okay, again, I'll be fair towards this game. It's better if you couldn't get Matt Damon. It's better to at least make your own model for Jason Bourne rather than just do what 007 Legends did and have Daniel Craig's likeness, but have a really poor performance of trying to imitate his voice, which is baffling because he's voiced by the same actor who voices Bronev in the Leighton prequels.
That
Mind
can
you,
border on copyright as well, given certain likenesses as well.
Mind you, the appearance is still, as the same thought process that the movie had, because as Luis mentioned when we commented on it, Bourne is supposed to be technically a bit older at the very least. I can't correctly along between his 50s and 60s, but Matt Damon was chosen for ability over appearance, so they still kept that kind of thought process for the game.
Yeah, in 2002, when it came out, he was only like 32.
Also, you can do the quick time bullet thing with a shotgun.
Of course you can.
Why, yes. And you know you can always do that.
Because you're just that good.
Yes.
I actually forgot exactly where we were supposed to be, but if I recall correctly, it's Central Europe, Central Eastern Europe. Essentially, we're supposed to beat all the enemies until the new ones actually bust through the door like the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, that's the thing. All these. Every time I watch American media, there's a lot of times when they make references to like famous American drinks, and I'm like, what the hell's Kool-Aid? Is that a brand of ice cube?
Feelings are kind of mutual, Dweebs, because there's a lot of products that's more, common in, let's say, your country or America in general, that my country doesn't really have even the slightest. Like you mentioned, like a couple of weeks ago, a margarine brand that's called "I Can't Believe It's Not Butter." We don't really have that kind of cheeky stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, it's in the name. It's not butter. It's margarine.
Mm-hmm.
There is a difference, believe it
Unit
or not.
23 in position. If he comes this way, we got him.
Thanks, guy. Let's make it so he can hear all our instructions.
Especially considering, again, this is not supposed to be an English-speaking country, but thank goodness all the guards are speaking like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. In the recent Hitman games, that kind of has that weird thing too, where you're in foreign locations, and yet people have like a British or American accent.
And mind you, if it was a thing that the entire game had, I don't mind. But you can kind of clearly also hear that the normal grunts for the guard are supposed to be in the native language of these people. You know, so it's a bit of an inconsistency kind of thing. Like either go full, either go like what Tekken does or don't. Which makes me wonder. I actually do wonder. Well, because probably not, considering how the trailer did showcase everyone speaking English. But I wonder if in the Netflix series we're gonna have potentially, you know, each character speaking their own language.
I'll give an example. Even in Hitman 1, I think it was the 2016 one. There's a guy you have to assassinate who was a Moroccan army general, and his actor is Jason Isaacs. With his British accent and all. So they are. If you ever wanted to, if you're ever disappointed that in video game form you couldn't really kill his character and Avatar, and you really wanted to do that, then bam, Hitman's your answer.
I'll just stick to Castlevania Lords of Shadow, where I can kill him as Satan.
No, I mean, in Hitman 1, you could kill him and your other target by having them meet up in a locker room and shoot a barrel of fuel so that they all burn to death. Quite brutally, even.
It was Agent 47 that skyrocketed the price of gasoline.
Yeah. Get.
And yet it probably will still be a more engaging and justified story than any of the movies.
Like, that's hard.
I actually do wonder. Okay, first of all, I do wonder who even owns the movie rights anymore, and if IO Interactive actually wants potentially to have a further chance at that. I get the idea, because again, Skip Boots still hasn't done anything since Agent 47 in 2015.
Again, that movie was so bad that it ended the reign of that man.
Mm-hmm.
And good riddance, honestly.
Allegedly. Again, there's this urban legend of the fact that no one has actually seen, you know, an actual repertoire photo of, you know, of Skip Boots.
Wait, I thought that there literally are pictures of him, though.
There's just the one that Wikipedia uses, and even then it's met with a big question mark over anything.
So what, you think that the guy is just an AI, truly?
No, actually, the common you know urban legend is that it's actually a pseudonym used by someone else in Hollywood. Someone speculated Tarantino.
It is kind of a good point, though. All we know about his personal life, according to Wikipedia, is that he lives in Los Angeles, California, and even that has about a citation needed. Like, dude's a mystery. Although he was born in Houston, Texas.
Okay, there you go. The movies were Fox, I forgot, which means that now Disney owns those. God fucking damn it.
Of course they do.
So I guess it's up to them, unless the rights expire in around 3 years by the time we're recording this. The last of it was known was the fact that in 2015, Adrian Ascarian that told IGN in an interview that he wanted to create an Idols cinematic universe with Hitman, Just Cause, Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, and Thief. But I find that very unlikely considering nothing happened after that. Especially considering some of these universes are some of these franchises are kind of incompatible with each other. can I explain this? Like, Fifth deals with both supernatural and technology, that I guess could work out maybe with Deus Ex, considering Deus Ex is, more cyberpunk than anything, so you can count it as natural evolution at the end of the day. But when you start to put in Tomb Raider, which at best relies also on mysticality, it already starts to become a bit, iffy. Also, if I recall correctly, we're about to bust it now because, actually, yeah, there we go. Yeah, they have a fucking Jason Bourne now needs to destroy a fucking tank. Thankfully, these people are idiots and they left conveniently the refueling gas, gas places on the borders of the tanks, so that Jason can actually shoot those and actually make the thing explode. Sounds to me like these people have an inherent flaw design for this actual machine.
Maybe they thought people would be too stupid to notice.
Like, look at that, it's right there, sure. The only reason why this thing is not getting blown immediately is because there's thankfully some terrain. But yeah, money well spent for the taxes of these poor people.
Gee, maybe you shouldn't have left fuel barrels all around, you morons. Seriously, that'd be like organising a duel to the death with somebody, but whereas you get a sword, you flat out give your enemy an AK-47.
True.
What do you think the result's gonna be?
Alright, after basically making a scene in the entire courtyard, seriously, again, the contact of Bourne was telling that he was making too much of a fuss with the mission of Wombosi, but if there's anything that, these other missions are telling by is that he was actually going very lucky on that one. But yeah, our reception point is kind of shifted because of that, so now we have to move through this library. Like, insert your Harry Potter joke here. Then again, okay, this is more, Central Eastern Europe. Usually here is where, a lot of movie makers tend to go here and film when they really don't have a budget, like Uwe Ball. So, is that...
Except for the time where he did have a budget.
Okay, I'm more referring to stuff like, say, the In the Name of the King sequels. The first one showcased that he was still trying to have a budget and everything, but, and the second one was a bit iffy, but the third one doesn't even fucking try to hide that he was filmed very cheaply, like in Romania.
I'm just baffled as to why anyone would give Uwe Boll $60 million.
I guess the game company. Okay, I don't really know who owns the Dungeon Siege series, and I know so little, almost nothing about it. But I guess they were really desperate to have their series, being known and everything. Then again, I would question Sega for actually, trying to give this guy a go with the House of the Dead movies. So there's that.
I mean, in the case of Dungeon Siege, you can thank the former gas-powered games.
Okay.
Huh?
That legendary studio.
Don't get me wrong, I have actually heard of the series, I just really did not check on my own anyway. Also, yeah, another thing that I didn't mention, the whole quick time event thing with the bullet time event with the specific gun, is that it works no matter where the enemy is, regardless of the altitude or if he's behind a cover. The only important thing is if Bourne is actually in the proper distance towards that. So we get these situations where the enemy gets, like, killed despite the fact that Bourne might be literally under him.
You're not in the clear yet, Bourne. The area is still
Kinda noticed, thank you.
So keep your eyes open.
Okay, I've forgotten to you. Did the game give a reason as to how we or Jason can hear the enemy's transmissions?
No, not really. Okay, I can imagine, considering the agency for which Bourne works, literally, augmented their soldiers to their actually employees to be actually more efficient. I can imagine also they have actually, given to them some kind of training or at least some teaching about the different languages of the world just to be ready. Don't forget that these people need to have passports for a shitload of countries, so they probably need to actually have some proficiency.
I need an extraction solution ASAP.
You are the extraction solution, son. We didn't train you all these
Oh
years
my
just
god,
so
are you
Wow.
serious?
Yeah, that's
You know what?
professional.
Just for that, I'm gonna blow some other cars just for this.
Is this Jason Bourne or 70s James Bond?
If I remember correctly, the Roger Moore era.
Well, there was one Sean Connery movie in the 70s.
Right,
but,
you did told the one where he came back. Also, more MasterCard.
Well, the first time he came back. The second time isn't part of the official series, but yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. And by the way, it works even if the enemy has, some kind of, bulletproof vest. More in a sense that the animation showcased the enemy being hit in the chest. So,
We're at the center of the university. Going now. Go. Move out.
Yep. Series vaulted for its realism, ladies and gentlemen.
that's the weird thing. Okay, aside from being telling that, he's being physically augmented in order to be more proficient, at least for the first movie, again, it's been a long time since I saw the second, and even then, that was basically it. I do remember that the movie showcases Bourne to be still fairly grounded.
Yeah.
It takes actually his own skill to actually
Yeah.
to actually climb down the building, the actual embassy, in Zurich.
Yeah, I remember Die Another Day, the Bond film that came out the same year as The Bourne Identity. That was criticised for being
Too cartoony.
and also by that point pretty passe. Like people were actively saying, what, Bond going really over the top is just lame in 2002. Now Jason Bourne, that's new, that's fresh.
See,
It's
here's
very
a-
interesting how the interest shifts in just a few years, because again, we kind of came full circle on that.
Bring you back to that quote from Galahad that I always love to quote.
Yes.
There's also when I'll say it over here. What's the it's been a while actually, but you know the exact line of probably
Colin Firth was like, a lot of spy films in those two series were like.
Wait.
give me a good
Oh,
old
I'm
fashioned.
Pretty sure
King-
that's.
You mean from Kingsman? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kingsman was basically a love letter to,
No.
Oh,
That's because when you mentioned the name Gala, then that I mentioned that it's a quote we love using. I thought you were going to use
That's a
revenge one.
and that's
Yeah,
another
given
funny
how
thing.
there is the line from Excalibur in that regard.
And that's
Actually,
a,
that's Camelot.
and that's another funny thing. Kingsman and Mission Impossible Rogue Nation were two spy movies that came out the same year and were lauded for being well, in Mission Impossible's case, a really good tense spy thriller with a team, and in Kingsman's case, funnily enough, a better Bond movie than the Bond film that came out that year.
Alright, and for creating his own extraction point, now Jason decides to blow the shit out of a beer factory.
It's flammable.
Sure,
Make
why
a
not?
distraction.
A brewery, basically.
You have multiple inbound units. You'd better move it.
And yeah,
You guys
basically,
are so beer responsible.
very quickly the building will start catching on fire, meaning that you will have basically a time limit to actually, there you go, to actually get the fuck out.
Too much drinking kills.
Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah. So yeah, back to what I was.
okay. I can see that this game operates on the same logic as GoldenEye. Shooting the guy in the feet somehow kills him.
Go ahead, Reeves.
So yeah, it was interesting because that's what I've noticed. Any time that a Bond movie comes out the same year as one or two other spy movies of note, it's the Bond film that gets the most criticism. Die Another Day in 2002 against Jason Bourne, and Spectre in 2015 against Kingsman and Mission Impossible 5.
Granted,
there's one
it could be a problem with the Bond film itself just because of that.
Yeah, the Die Another Day's main criticism was that it took the approach that it did for the 70s and just went way too overboard. Whereas Spectre was criticised for trying to basically turn it into like an MCU style continuity, while also not being a terribly exciting film in and of itself.
I see.
And there you go.
Oh.
That was the flashback that Jason was having while looking at that passport.
The apartment is empty. Have you tried the phone?
I've
to
heard
see
of
if it
weaker
works?
reasons to come up with a level, so
do that.
there you go.
And unfortunately, just like in the
Sir,
movie, they
someone
trace
just
them
picked up
just
the phone
because
in Spare
Franca
Apartments.
Potente's character
Cameras
uses the
outside there. Show
phone.
me something.
Oops.
Get everybody up. I want them all activated. Do it now. Bourne's in Paris.
I'll be fair to her.
She didn't know.
Bourne, and also Bourne.
Also, the professor
Bourne really
here is clearly not played by Clive Owen.
Bourne really should have been quicker on the uptake.
I love how there's a text in the bottom right
And the
corner,
subs.
left corner, and yet the subs still say it. Like, what?
But yeah, this essentially sets up the killers just like in the movies that are now trying to hunt, hunt down the Bourne. But
okay.
but yeah, more on that actually in the next part where we recreated the fight with the assassin in Paris and the car chase from that. See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.
So yeah.